Welcome back to Hennessy Performance League Game of the Week. Today we have on tap the SEC Championship between Pablo's Florida Gators and McCard's Tennessee Volunteers. I am Hail State, joined alongside by always Joker.
Hey,
All right, so we got Florida and Tennessee, old Eastern Division rivals. You think back to the history of the conferences, the division split. It seemed like it was always Florida, Tennessee, and Georgia battling for the Eastern Division. Well, now Florida and Tennessee battling for the conference and potentially a playoff spot as Florida's is not guaranteed lock if they lose this game. But Tennessee is probably locked in regardless. But them Tennessee Vol fans would love nothing more than to end the Florida Gators season. This is a very, very heated rivalry. These two teams have battled a lot to get to Atlanta, and now they're battling in Atlanta for the first ever HPL SEC championship. As we see the teams come out in the greatest venue in the National Football League, Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
yeah, and I feel like one thing to point out here, Pablo was 3-3, right?
Yeah.
I believe his last game at that point was the loss against Hail State in Starkville. Went 3-3, has won 6 straight to lead us to this moment. Neutral site zone or neutral site arena, I believe. SEC championship, but we're underway.
As they're going to take a knee here, and we're going to get this game underway. Florida with the ball first. Lagway under center here. That's been the call all season, benching Graham Mertz. That's handoff to Johnson Jr. Going to break a tackle and get a first down. Johnson Jr. has some space. Long run, 31 yards. Montreal Johnson Jr. first down, Florida. And the chomp is already going. I can assure you, after just being at the Mississippi State-Florida game in real life, it's just as annoying in person. As another handoff to Johnson, he's going to get stopped there, gain of 5. Lagway in a shotgun formation by himself in the backfield. Surveying the field, making some audibles, making some changes, going to step back and throw over the middle, caught, dropped.
Wait, he didn't catch that. Wow.
Badger drops it.
Okay.
Inexplicable drop there, and now it's third down, and Tennessee looking to get off the field here after giving up 2 big plays to start this game.
That's interesting, right? I feel like he easily had, 2-3 steps and just didn't hold on to that football. Well, we're in fourth down territory, and Hail State, we talk about it, the analytics.
What are the analytics? Joker's our analytics guy. What are the analytics saying here?
I just think with how successful we were running traveling down this field, I love this call. Just showing that, we're here. We mean business, and we're going to go for it early in this game.
Business is being meant over the middle. Caught one-handed over the middle. First down, Florida. What a catch.
Big.
It's first down, the 29. Johnson Jr. going to get the handoff, and he's going to be stopped after another gain of 5. He went away from the run there, and the offense kind of stalled. Let's see if he goes back to the run here. Second and 5. Throw the screen pass. Badger breaking a tackle. First down again. First down, Florida. 3 wide receivers out to the left. They're going to motion Badger over to the right side. DB will follow. Hand off to Johnson. That one's going to be stopped. This Tennessee Vols defensive line has been the highlight of the defense all year. As you see some jawing going on between the defensive tackle there and Johnson. Like we said, Florida, Tennessee, a rivalry with no love lost between these two programs.
Yeah, 2nd and 12 here. Let's see what he does. A quick play.
But
Gets there.
Dikey
He
can't
doesn't
hang
get
on.
it.
Can't hang on to the football. It's going to be 3rd and long from the 19.
Receiver struggling early.
Just a big play from the Tennessee defense to get that stop. It was probably going to be 3rd and inches, and now it's 3rd and long.
3rd and long. Lagway dropping back, throwing over the middle. 40 makes a catch behind his back and makes
Freaking
the
annoying.
first down. Ball at the 3. This has been a long drive for the Gators, trying to suck the life out of this Tennessee defense.
Little tempo.
Now to Johnson, going to be stuffed. Stood up at the 2.
Gets to the yard, though, more importantly.
Keenan Peely on the stop. Now he's got mostly everybody lined up to the line of scrimmage. Lone running back to his right side. He's going to hand off. Johnson going to fight for it. Gets stuffed at the 1.
Just so close there. Definitely thought he was in. I think at this point, you know what you're going to get here.
Yep. Do you think we see a pass here?
I think so.
We see it, and he's wide open for touchdown, Florida. Dyke hitting the gritty there. You know, long drive, sucking the life out of Tennessee. We'll see if Tennessee has an answer. You know, their offense has been the story all year with Nico behind. Nico under center back there has been causing a lot of teams in the SEC trouble. We'll see if he can keep it up here as the kick is up and away. Matthews going to take this one out. Might have a gap here. Matthews stopped at the 23, and we will see the Tennessee offense for the first time today.
Yeah, and I think one thing to point out, the Tennessee user, the coach, did not like the way the Georgia game ended. And it's a little bad blood, a little, I wouldn't call it saltiness, just was not happy with the way that that one loss came for them.
Mm-hmm. You know, Tennessee, the scouting report, you know, that route to that tight end over there has been killer. No one's been able to find an answer. And it is torn people apart all year. So if you're Florida, you got to find a way to shut that down. Nico in shotgun, just going to run it, and he's going to be stopped. 3rd and 7. Can Florida get off the field here?
Might bring us to the end of the first quarter. I doubt Tennessee wants to make a play. They might, though.
Clock is ticking.
Tennessee
under
does
5
here.
seconds here. We will not see the play. So the end of the first quarter, score Florida 7, Tennessee nothing.
And if you look at the bottom of your screen, I saw it, Hail State. You saw Boise State. I did see earlier in the game that West Virginia did get the win against Colorado. I don't know if that's an actual accurate score, but we'll see. Oh. Yeah, I think we're in 4th down territory. I love this call. Do say to go for it. And he just gets it wide up the middle.
Yeah.
I was going to point that out. With the first time McCart did that, only gained 1 yard. He kind of had anything he wanted on the field when he played Mississippi State in that game of the week. A few weeks.
Yeah, that was a rough game. But it's a rough game for the defense of Mississippi State in particular. Not too happy about the way that ended. But 1st and 10, ball on the 25-yard line. Another handoff, inside zone, been killer for both teams, but this one's going to get hung up on the center. Nico dropping back, going to throw it to the backfield. Touchdown, Tennessee. To the running back out of the backfield, Dylan Sampson making the grab.
Good bounce back for Tennessee. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh
the kick is
my.
Oh
blocked! The
Lord.
extra point is blocked! How big will that be as we get to the later stages of this game as Florida will hang on to the lead? 7-6, we saw Florida win a game off a roughing the kicker penalty against Georgia down in Jacksonville earlier in the year. Will we see the Florida Gators special teams once again win them a ball game?
Remember, he'll say, we always talk about it, the little things. And that 1 point might be the difference in who wins this football game.
I'm sure that the volunteer faithful would not be too happy if that was the result of this game
If that
as
was
we
the
get
final
second and
possession of the
9.
drive, you just gotta assume a controller, a TV be punched
And
in that
controller,
situation.
TV, headset, maybe the system, something would be broken.
Gotta
Especially if the
improvise, he does!
Oh! Here we go, 3rd and 1. Tennessee needing to get off the field here. I believe, yes, so that was an official score. So Shake clinches his spot in the playoffs. Some rumors swirling about that coach. Is he going to stay put? Because there have been some big schools that have been calling in a big rotation in the coaching carousel for next season. A lot of jobs coming open, and it's a ripple effect when that comes open. But we got a 4th and 1. They're going to stay on the field. Lagway's going to get out of there and get a first down.
Big play for them. Yes, I can confirm West Virginia did win that game, and then we get to halftime, we'll get into a few of those coaching carousel moves.
But yeah, I mean, like we saw this year in real life, Saban's retirement caused the coaching carousel to kick off, and once one job opens up, that means 4 more have got to be filled. It's just chaos when even the simplest moves start happening.
Yeah, we'll get into a lot of moves, a lot of big changes for our next season. Another first down.
First down, can Florida make this the last possession of the half? If you can score a touchdown here and not give Tennessee the ball back, you'll be in the best spot possible, I think. Lagway rolling out.
Improvising wide open.
Down the field, Boardingham gets it inside the 10, inside the 5. Touchdown, Florida.
I believe he saw an injury. There was something. I don't know if that was a 2-minute warning.
It was
the
a 2-minute
bottom.
warning.
It was
that
a
was the
2-minute warning. Does he go for 2 here? Do we just consider going up 2 possessions?
Let's talk about it. What do the analytics say?
Just throw that little nugget out there. Going for 2, going up 2 possessions. Knowing Tennessee gets the ball back, honestly, if you were the coach of the Florida Gators, would you have considered that, knowing Tennessee could double dip, right?
Oh, I'm going for that. I mean, I just think it's just a lack of bollocks from the Florida coach there. First and 10 for Tennessee. Dream scenario, you score here, but you can throw a pick. Never mind, wide open. And that is why I think you go for 2 there. Your defense hasn't been able to stop a statue so far.
Can't stop a parked car.
Nico 4 for 4 so far, 93 yards in the first half. He's going to get back under center with the ball on the 32 of the Florida Gators. Handoff, Sampson breaking tackles, first down. Can he break another? Stopped after a gain of 15.
Now, if you think about it, you don't want to give Pablo the ball back with a lot of time. 3 timeouts. So if you're Tennessee, I feel like you run this clock down just a little bit, unless Pablo, he's gonna dive. There it is. the little things.
There's a lot of people that think that is a toxic move. I really never understood that. But anyway, just a lot of people don't like that move. But
and if
I think it makes sense.
I would just let him score. Like, why just You gotta the mind
Okay,
games.
Joker, we're turning this into reverse football way too early because now you want what you don't want, and we're just this is the SEC championship. This is not some lousy Dollar General bowl. Like, come
This is a
on.
big game. This is a big moment. You know, why just oh he's gonna get a stop.
Stiff
Oh,
arm.
oh now we're calling timeouts. Now we're gonna stop this clock. Florida wants this ball back. I love the call to call that timeout. Stop the clock. Put the ball back in your court. And if he,
Samson.
he's gonna call
And
another
now he's
timeout.
going to call the timeout.
And now you got to think. Now if you're the Tennessee team, you just kind of want to get in the end zone, right? Like you don't really want to keep playing around with your time management if you can.
Now it's going to be shut down. See, that's
Oh.
and that is the negative of time management. He had a touchdown, and now it's 4th and goal, and
And he's
just
gonna
has
take
to settle
his
for three. Gonna have to settle for 3 here, you know. Well, that's another mistake that's going to take points off the board for Tennessee.
Could have been 10-14 without that block punt. It could have been 14-14, right? And still a one possession game.
You know, you take 5 points off the board for the Vols so far in this first half, just mistakes and the little things, really.
And if you're McCard, why not just go kind of for an onside kick there, right? Get the ball back.
Okay, y'all go. Joker's on his Agent of Chaos regimen right now. We're gonna have to calm you down. DJ Lagway's throwing his arm is hyperextended. Someone get the trainer.
And now they're going to run all the way back. I feel like he had a few players open down the field for a big play. Does not see it. 2nd and 7.
Lagway he throws again. And now does Tennessee get the ball back? I need to know, Joker, the analytics.
And if we got to see if he converts.
Oh man, he might have had him. Oh, how does he hang on to that?
Tennessee called timeout. They will get this ball back.
They want this ball back. Now, fake punt?
I think we're a little bit too close to the end zone for that.
Well, you never know. The analytics.
Samson does have some speed on him.
And that is going to get brutalized by the shoulder.
Tennessee has moved the ball down the field really successfully, and if the same kind of plays are available for Tennessee, 2 timeouts, you have a chance. I just think this is too early to be in this defensive formation because now are people going to be open? No one's going to be open.
Tennessee O-line been struggling so far. Both O-lines have been struggling. Throw to the streak. He's got him. Can he get down?
He get down? He gets down.
1 second to go. You know, kind of resembling another wide receiver who used to wear number 11 for the Volunteers. He has been big for Tennessee so far this year. Here comes the Hail Mary. That's got the distance.
No one else around.
Picked.
Uh-oh.
And now he's going to try to run it back. Tackled. Safety. The official looks safety. They do not get the call. The Tennessee fans are perverted. There's mustard bottles and golf balls raining from the stands of Mercedes-Benz.
Since we're at the halftime part of our game, let's kind of dive into as Tennessee will return the kickoff. Oh.
Might have had a gap there.
Let's kind of dive into some of the big names switching. Arbels, former Duke user, he will be going to Clemson next season. Shake and Bake, the West Virginia user we talked about earlier, he will be going to Missouri. And one last one as we finish up this first play. G. Steezy, the NC State user, will be switching to Oklahoma. So a few SEC teams there. Bale's going to Clemson, so we'll just see how those break out. Speaking of breaking out, breaking a few tackles.
Yeah. Well, I feel like you're missing two of the bigger ones there. The Alabama Crimson Tide, a program that has been long known for its success under head coach Nick Saban, has got Heredia as their new head football coach. Heredia going to Bama, and then another team that I'm just so in love with, Ole Miss, gets a new coach in Jackson. Syracuse is on the brink of missing the playoffs. I don't think it's wise to announce you're leaving the team when your team's about to miss the playoffs. But anyway, he has his sights set on the lovely sights and sorority women of Oxford, Mississippi, as Ole Miss gets a new coach as well. So lots of jobs changing, lots of programs changing hands, mainly in the SEC. If you are a fan in this universe in the Southeast, you're going to have a wild football season in HPL season 2.
And I believe 3 of the 4 users in this party are in the SEC. And as a USC Trojan in the Big Ten, I will happily take my 4 user games.
Yeah, well, I forgot. I mean, also forgetting a announcement coming from Commissioner Mason himself. 6 user games mandated from every single schedule, so there will be some new non-conference matchups that we wouldn't have seen. You're going to get more action. It just means more in HPL.
Remember what Michael Jordan said at the end of the Darlington race? The things you want more, they're just going to have to cost a little bit more. And with more user games, the SEC loaded, just the outcomes. Going to be a tough schedule. You're going to have to win your user games. The user games mean the AI games that you get will mean a lot more.
It depends on the user, obviously, but in some instances, the AI games are more challenging than the user games because we do play on Heisman difficulty. We might have a couple of interesting bowl matchups even outside of the college football playoff. We'll have to see after this week how that all shakes out. But the 2 other big conference championships that come to mind are the ACC with Dirt Track and Florida State going up against Lamar's Louisville team that is currently ranked number 1 in the country. And then the Big Ten title game between, I believe it's Gary's Oregon Ducks and Lucia's Rutgers Scarlet Knights, as Lucia also announced that he's moving teams, did he not?
Yes, he will be joining the SEC as well, going to Auburn.
Lucia will fit in perfectly with those tree-rolling fans down there at Toomer's Corner. And now it's going to be 3rd and 4. Let's get back to the action here. A lot of off-the-field nonsense for next season, but they're playing for a playoff spot right now. 3rd and 4, ball in the 13, 5-point game. Nico in the shotgun. Going to hand it off to Sampson. That's been his bread and butter. Touchdown, Tennessee.
Oh, we're considering going for 2
I think this is a smart move. Make it a 3-point game. You know how hard field goals can be in this game sometimes.
Does he get someone open?
Ooh, Pablo read that good.
He did read that perfectly. That could have been a pick, but thankfully, big picture, Tennessee does have the lead.
Number 11. Is that Brew McCoy? This number 11? I might have to
no, it's Brazil. Bruce. I think Bruce 15. No, it's Brazil's 11.
Brazil. Well, they might need to put him up for the Heisman after this game. Long run. Florida's bread and butter has been the run game so far. Lagway. Blitz coming.
Does he get him? Break the tackle.
Does he get it out?
Throws it away, but it's a
flag.
Intentional
That's
grounding.
Be intentional grounding. And now it's 3rd.
And whoever knows how much
3rd
longer
in Savannah.
he has to go. 3rd in Yucatan if you're Hex.
sacked
he
again and gets out. The Tennessee defensive line causing havoc, and I think it's time for a fake punt.
Gonna be really good field positioning. A lot of room to run. Can he get out of there?
Oh,
Yes,
man,
he
there he
does.
goes.
Great field positioning for Tennessee. If you can at least get 3, if you don't get at least 3 here, this is a failed offensive possession. At least 3.
Yep, Tennessee been running a lot of 5 wide here.
Really spreading out this field.
Come through that again. Nico gonna get a QB draw call.
Big hit.
Stuff short. You know, with these hits that he's taking, you know, you gotta worry about his health and safety for the playoffs.
Speaking of playoffs, I feel like this is a good segue. The Phillies. Ohio State knows a lot about the Phillies. They have clinched the NL East.
Yeah, you know, unfortunate news. The Braves' long streak of winning the NL East comes to an end. I mean, it was going to come to an end one day, and if it's going to be the year where half our team is injured, it is what it is. We just got to focus on that playoff spot that we've got to go earn starting tomorrow with a home 3-game series against the Mets. You know, with ideally a sweep, but if not, you take 2 and come out tied with the Royals as your last 3 games. But lose this series and it's all over undoubtedly. So they have to come out and end the Mets season's hopes like we have been known to do in the past. So in Truist Park, I like my boys' chances, and don't rule out the Diamondbacks or the Padres' chances to get eliminated either. They have tough ends to their schedule, especially the Padres. 3 games away at San Fran and 3 games at LA. You know, 2 franchises that historically have owned the Padres. Just don't rule out the possibility of losing 7 in a row to end the year and getting knocked out of the
Right
playoffs.
up
And
the
if that
middle.
happens, there will be a party from one certain user in the Discord. But anyway, we got 3rd and 1 from the 5.
And I was going to point out a team that starts with M, Michigan. If you saw the end of that game earlier with the game with Ohio State, you just kind of got to wonder what's
We
going
might need
on.
to change that rivalry's name to the contest because that was not a game.
Yeah, special teams, special players, and a special move that was called at the end of that game. But we have a new Michigan user, Mr. Hex, will be switching from LSU again. So we're going to run it here. Tennessee touchdown. Now, if you're Tennessee,
2 here.
yeah,
2-point conversion might end the game.
We brought this up to Pablo. He did not take that advantage. Does Tennessee consider? I would consider it. Regardless, you're up a touchdown. And to be up 2 scores, less than 5 minutes left in this game, I think you got to consider it. And I think he is. He's going to go for it. And I feel like he would not have considered this if the analytics were not brought up in this situation.
Does he go QB draw? He does not. He's got man coverage and it's knocked away.
Pablo again, right? Like a charm.
And it's still a 1-possession game, but I love the call to get aggressive there, try and kind of put this game to bed, make Florida make a big play.
Inside the 2 has been impeccable. The other 98 yards, we won't talk about it. But he's got a drive here, down 7, 4:44 to go in this game. You've got time to methodically work your way down the field like you did in the opening drive. Let's see what the Gators have here. They'll start it off with an inside handoff to Johnson. Gain 6, leave 2nd and 4. Clock still ticking. Now getting close to the 4-minute mark. Lagway gonna break the tackle, but he's brought down that time. The Tennessee D-line was ready for that one. Now it's 3rd and 6.
He just runs a little bit further out to the right. He gets that first down pretty easily. And now 3rd and manageable at least. Going to have to make a play here.
3rd and 6.
That's a dangerous pass, and that's a pick!
Picked off, and that might do it. If Tennessee can run this clock out, they are well within field goal range.
Dangerous throw, dangerous play. Tennessee up. Florida needs a stop, needs a pick.
And now what do if you're the Florida Gators?
Are we in timeout
We
territory? I
are in
think we
timeout
are.
territory. You got to get this ball back. You know, if you're Florida, you're most likely going to be looking at a 10-point deficit here. So you have to get the ball back as quick as possible. Quick score onside if you're lucky. Gonna throw it
Break
out to
that
the
tackle.
front.
He
Break the
doesn't.
tackle. Sampson gonna score. Touchdown, Tennessee.
If you notice there, Powell ran away from trying to tackle him, saying it's okay for him to score. And, I mean, if you're Pablo, that's kind of honestly the best case situation. You didn't waste all your timeouts. You still have 2 left, and you still have the 2-minute warning. So that's essentially a timeout in itself. So if you can score, I mean, perfectly, you really want like a kick return here.
You might get
And
it. No. Cameron James has some injury troubles. You saw he went down with that the last one. You saw the running back Dylan Sampson had some injury troubles. Players getting banged up for this SEC championship, and Lagway hit as he throws again.
It's been the story of the game. The offensive line has been less than ideal.
First down, throw over the middle.
Again, hit as I throw.
Yep.
gonna have to scramble. Pierce versus Lagway. Does he get the 2 feet in?
He got it! First down Florida, ball at the 43.
And he gets out of bounds. So if he could get, that's a touchdown!
Wow, busted coverage.
Never say never.
Touchdown grab of the game. And ladies and gentlemen of the swamp, do not turn your tellies off just yet.
Oh.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Excuse?
Are you
We're
thinking?
not going to complete this.
Are you
Okay.
thinking?
Excuse?
If this works, it's a genius. If it doesn't, he's stupid. He's stupid. That's the worst call of all time. What is Florida doing? Oh, man. Now a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to win. Does he beat it? Does he beat the receiving team back down there? It's going to bounce into the end zone. Oh, man. What are we thinking? Take me inside the mind of the Florida head coach there, Joker.
I mean, I understand it, but you need a first down. And
oh my goodness.
Oh my Lord.
This is terrible.
His teammate to get on top of that football. As a result, they catch a break and are able to retain possession. So after taking a closer look,
Put that ball on the turf. If Florida could have recovered that.
Have you ever?
No, I have never. Pushing forward, 2nd and 3.
No, if you're Florida, you do indeed need some sort of loss of yardage here. Because it's essentially...
Looking over to the sidelines, Nico, is this a QB draw? It is a QB draw.
And he gets
First
it, and
down.
he might just take it to the house, and he's going to drop.
So this has to be a stop here if you're Florida. You're going to get the 2-minute warning here. But this has to be a stop.
And we're going to take it to the 2-minute warning. Does McCarr just kind of give him the ball back and just kind
Hey.
of show us some action for the commentary booth. I don't think he's having any of
Yeah.
that
But
actually. Any. Oh. Let's just try and mute our
Is that
mics
you
if
getting
we
him?
can. If we are
Yeah,
talking
that's
to
a good deal.
someone not in the booth,
Tua.
we could just try
Well, I
and make
forgot
sure
about
this
Tua
does
not
not
being there. I
happen.
don't know.
Again, Dylan Kirk.
Yeah, maybe not.
Is
But
this what the Florida Gators
Daniel's a lot
coaching
better.
staff is talking about with the SEC championship on the line?
Oh no.
That explains the score. Just
He's
not
gonna wait.
focused, not locked
Just-
in.
It's just the moment, the lights. Turn them off.
Turn them off. Get those lights off.
They're too bright.
Yeah.
Keep it on the ground. There's
Handoff,
and that
Sheldon,
will
that's it. First
officially
down.
do
Someone
it.
call the curtains.
I don't know.
We're
Final
still
timeout.
talking. It just
Yeah. Yeah, he may never come back. Who knows?
May never come back, just like Florida may never come back to the playoffs.
this
You know,
game, yeah.
this loss might keep Florida out, and for the first time since 1998, where they beat my beloved Bulldogs, the Tennessee Volunteers are kings of the SEC, 28-20 over Florida. Tennessee will more than likely clinch a first-round bye in the playoffs. And now, if you're Florida, the destiny has been taken out of your own hands. You have to rely on some other results around the country to get in. But, you know, let's first start off with the winning coach and the coach of the SEC champions, a lifetime volunteer himself, McCard. McCard, congrats on the win. Congrats on the SEC title, bringing it back to Tennessee. You know, what are we thinking about going into the playoffs in the next coming weeks?
I got one motto for coming into playoffs. It's B2A. It's all it is.
Oh.
B2A, okay. You know, we talked a lot on the broadcast about how big your passing game has been, but you had a big day from your running back. Talk about the impact that he's made on this offense.
It opens up everything. If I can't run the football, I can't pass it. I got to feed Sampson at least 15, 20 times and get positive yards, at least open up the passing game just a little bit.
All right, Joker.
Yeah, B2A. As you look at the college football playoff, who do you think user-wise will be the toughest opponent? You know, you got Louisville, you got Rutgers, you got West Virginia. Who are you looking at to say you're going to have to go through them to win it all?
Well, honestly, everybody, they're in the playoffs for a reason, but top two, Lamar at Louisville, then probably Mason at Georgia because he's got a 96 overall team that carries, so those two probably. Underdogs is Rutgers with Lucia, West Virginia, as you mentioned, and if Florida gets in at the 11th spot, then Florida will definitely be a problem for everybody.
Thank you.
All right, we will go over to the losing sideline and the coach of the Florida Gators, Pablo. You know, tough way to go out there. Now, your fate is at the hands of the committee. Do you think that you have a good enough resume? And if you were going to make a plea to the college football voting committee, what would your plea be to let the Florida Gators play for a natty?
If I was talking, well, hypothetically, if the college football playoff committee was not a video game and they could listen to what I had to say, well, I would tell them I started off 3-3, and I basically wasn't playing my games. And when I hop on the game, I win 6 consecutive, go 6-1 with a win at Texas, a win against Georgia at a neutral site, a win against Ole Miss. Let me go back and look at the.
Just gonna go back here.
Yeah.
Let's check this out. Okay, I go Kentucky win, Georgia win, Texas win, LSU win, Ole Miss win, Florida State win, and then I lost a close loss to Tennessee in the SEC championship game. I think I could do some damage if I was allowed into the college football playoff. So there you go.
Yeah,
What
I
I got to
mean,
say.
sure. Yeah, but you lost Mississippi State. Anyway, Joker?
Yeah, I feel like an interesting season. You know, it's 3-3, few user losses.
One
But the
user loss, but
question, we
yeah.
kind of look ahead to next season with a loaded SEC conference with a lot of users. I believe there's 14 of the 16 teams in the SEC will be users, so that means a lot of conference games that are against users. What's kind of the goal for next season? Like, and what can we do to kind of clean up on the mistakes in this season that you were just in?
Well, what I'm going to do next season is be on the game and play in my games, but the goal is to get back here and to be in the college football playoff and not leave it up to the committee. You know what I mean? Not end up 9-4 with a chance to make the college football playoff, but be 11-2 or 12-1 with a locked in bid into the college football playoff. So
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, one last question. I don't know if you're aware, but your radio communications in that fourth quarter have come out and been released to the public, and you were heard discussing Tua and the
Tua.
injury and the fantasy football league. And a lot of the Florida fans, that's rubbed them the wrong way. They think maybe you're not that dedicated to the program. Do you have anything to defend yourself against those allegations?
Well, when the other team is in victory formation, there's not much you can do. And I was proposed with a question, and I just had an answer for them. You know, I can't leave a question unanswered. So I've got to do what I got to do. And if Florida fans will take it the wrong way, they'll take it the wrong way. But it's not what you think it is.
All right, I'm sure a lot of fan bases love that answer. It's not what you think it is. All right, well, we're going to go off the air with that one. We thank you all for your continued support of the Hennessy Performance Football League this season, and with more to come, playoffs on the way shortly. We'll see y'all next week for the HPL Game of the Week.